Take a look at the Markkula framework for ethical thinking. It was developed at the Markkula Center for Applied Ethics, located at Santa Clara University in California. What it's done is it's given us several different approaches to ethical scenarios. So, if something is happening or going wrong, it allows us to take a look from different perspectives and apply different values and morals to the situation. Here's a quick look at a pyramid called the 5 Ps. What it does is it outlays a framework for ethical decision making. Like all of our pyramids we've seen in class so far, it works from the bottom up. So, first you have to identify your problem. What exactly is the ethical issue? Then you need to determine your possibilities or potential solutions to the problem. You have to then consider the people who are involved. These are called stakeholders. There are two categories, primary and secondary stakeholders. The primary are directly involved. Secondary are people who may be affected by your decision. Then we need to decide what principles, maybe it's a law, maybe it's ethical norms, values, or morals that we were raised with to help us make our decision. And then at the top, we're going to make a priority. We're going to make a decision that we think is most reasonable for all parties. Leads us to why. Why does this happen? Why do we get ourselves into these situations? Well, there's a multitude of reasons, but one school of thought is that we are developing a cheating culture. Individuals are starting to think that there's more to gain than to lose in certain situations, and that nobody's watching them, so it must be okay. Can you teach ethics? I think so, and many great minds would agree with me. When we're making an ethical decision, we have to recognize that all the decisions that we make will have ethical implications. Okay, what we need to do is we need to develop a method for exploring the aspects of our decision. And then in this case, we want to discuss that with others to get various viewpoints. When we recognize the ethical situation, we have to ask ourselves a couple of questions. Is there something wrong personally, interpersonally, socially? Is the conflict or situation or the decision be damaging to people or the community? Does it have legal implications? Are we breaking the law? Does it violate human rights? Okay, is there hope for a better solution? And we're going to take a look at how to get there. What you want to do is you want to get the facts. You want to take a look at the individuals or groups that are going to be affected the most. These are your stakeholders, and you want to look at it from various perspectives. The person who is the offender, or maybe the person who is being violated. Now we're going to take a look at the Markkula approaches. There are 5 of them, and what they do is they consider different individuals or different perspectives for ethical dilemmas. The first one is the utilitarian approach. Now this is the ethical action is the one that will produce the greatest balance of benefits over harm. Which option will produce the most good and do the least harm? We're looking to benefit all people involved. The next one is the rights approach. This is the ethical action is the one that most dutifully respects the rights of all affected. We believe that humans have individual rights and that they should not be violated. When using the rights approach, everyone might not get what they want, but everyone's rights and dignity should still be respected. The fairness or justice approach, this is the ethical action is the one that treats people equally, or if unequally, that treats people proportionately or fairly. This is one that's looking for an option that is fair to all stakeholders, regardless of standing or who they are personally. The common good approach is the one that contributes most to the achievement of a quality common life together, meaning is it good for the community, maybe the small group as a whole. What you want to do is you want to say which option would help all participate more fully in the life that we share as a family, community, or society. And then finally, we have the virtue approach. This is the one that embodies the habits and values of humans at their best. We believe that you are virtuous and that you have the ability to achieve more or strive for more. And the question is, would you want to become the sort of person who acts this way? Are you a role model? Are you the standard? Are you somebody that people could look up to? I'm going to close this off with an Elvis quote, and he says, values are like fingerprints. Nobody's are the same, but you leave them all over everything you do. When you look at ethical situations, you're going to come from a different place than the next person. But can we look at the situation from all the stakeholders' perspectives and try to do the most good. Okay, that's our goal for tomorrow. Let's see what we can come up with. Thanks. Have a good night.